Full screen we go. Actually, that's not a good idea. How else will I see you guys' comments? If I move that here, turn the music volume up a bit, because I like it. New game. Hey! I see an annoying girl run toward me from the distance, waving her arms around like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out. You've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's gonna chase after me like this, I feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Ha ha! I overslept again! But I caught you this time! Maybe because I decided to stop and wait for you. Eee, you, you say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Xander. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think that we're a couple or anything. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. Ehehe. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Xander, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you'd join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of my many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's talking about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly fine. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I was worried that you won't learn in college to socialize or have any social skill before college. Sorry about that, guys. I just messed up that reading. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. I know you, and I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind a bit. By the way, guys, I love this music. It's so upbeat. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over. And it's over before I knew it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello! Sayori? Sayori must have come into the class while I was spacing out. I look around and I realize I'm the only one left in the class. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me. If I'm if it's gonna make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, you know what? Well, that you could come to my club, Sayori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Yeah, meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Uh, Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I am 99% sure she did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a club. Hello, Curbstar. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please! Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kinda told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep! I can't tell if they are really is really that much of an airhead, or if he's so cunning to have planned this all out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Let's go. That was a loud sound outside. If I get murdered, you guys know what happens. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs to a section of school that I rarely visit. It's being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, there's a new member, and a new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Xander, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club. No, I'm on the Sayori boat. Full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. So sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the attitude, who apparently is named Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one that made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori quietly whispers in my ear, then I turn back towards the other girls. Anyways, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that about me. Yuri, who appears compatibly more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping it with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. Sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Xander. Monica smiles sweetly. Monica. Do we know each other? Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class, smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. Having her smile at me feels a little You too, Monica. Come sit down with me, Xander. We made room for you at the table so you can sit down next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I just got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? I'm gonna do Yuri's voice with that like stagger in it. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. I'm not gonna even read this. I still feel awkward. Still feeling awkward. I take a seat next to Sayori. Wrong path, mate. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Ooh. Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray and reveals a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. Whiskers drawn in icing and little pieces of chocolate used to make the ears. So cute! I had no idea you were this good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you never know. I'll just hurry and take one. Sorry, that was the wrong voice. So he grabs the first one, then Monica, I follow. It's delicious. So we take. Ooh, whoa. Ooh, whoa. Sayuri talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did, Sayori said. Well, maybe, but not for you know, dummy. Alright. I gave up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismissed the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You have a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not it. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I didn't mean that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Why am I here if I don't want to read? Monica raises an eyebrow and then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me that I shouldn't tell Monica I was randomly dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs here, and Sayori seems really, really happy here, so that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. Make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you the leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. Dang it. It feels like nothing but arguing about budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. Also, Monica right here. Adorable. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make it something special out of it. I encourage others to get into literature. If I encourage others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling my dream. Monika's really a great leader. Yuri nods her head in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. Must be really hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard and convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like festivals that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard for this. Maybe that's why they were all delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Sorry. You wanna do Monica in a robot voice? I would, but that would kind of ruin my flow I've got going right now. I didn't enthusiasm. So, Xander, what's the kind of things you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read in the past few years, I don't know what's a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head certainly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyways, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them are amazing to me. And and telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but obviously the way her eyes light up when she finds comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements just immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can be so deliberate, can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at a minimal level. You might as well having a conversation with a rock. Really, I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think something on another world, then I can really put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for brief moments. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looks like you're working on a poem called "Do Not Say That Out Loud." And give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything is just as cute as you are. Sayori saddles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. You're just like you're just kind of got that psychology kind of thing down. Do you have experience writing too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. Uh, I guess it's the same for Yuri. Aw, I really wanted to read everybody's poems. You've got a really diverse cast here with a very sharp contrast in personality types. We've got most of the people up here. So Monica's the center ground. She's center ground. She's a basic girl, baseline. So Yuri's really excitable and happy and lovable. Yuri's really shy and intelligent. Not Monica. Natsuki is. He's got the tsundere kind of vibe with the cutesy kind of style. And with that, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go take a break for about 5 minutes from reading because it's hurting my throat. I'm back, guys. So yeah, we're gonna end it off here. I'm just gonna eat a little bit. So you guys can hear me eating. Okay. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay. I have an idea, everyone. Nat and Yuri? Just, I don't know why I read out the name before I did that. That was a mistake on my part. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now they have a new member, it'll help us all get more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Xander? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now we're back to the original topic of me joining the club. I bluntly come forward with the topic that's been on my mind. I never thought I would join the club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare at me with dejected eyes. Oh yeah, what's the commander screenshot? I forgot. God dang it. I'll just remember to save here. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought, Xander, I'm defenseless against all these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful ladies. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Yes, I am so happy. Sarah wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. That makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Aw, thanks, I guess. Sorry if you guys can hear me coughing. I'm bad coughing case right now. Makes it hard to read. Okay, everyone. I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Xander, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Xander, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right. Me and Sayori almost never walk home anymore. Could she stays after school for clubs? Sure, I might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart from the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls, Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll even have a chance to grow closer to one of the girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances. I'm sure good fortune will find me. I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. It's time to write a poem. Man, I love Man, I love Clifford the Big Red Dog. That's my favorite piece of literature. I know, right? Let's go with Rose. Heaven Sent. Lust. No, oh no, I'm getting a lot of Yuri here. Cheer. Marriage. Cute. Kawaii. Fantasy. Smile. Kitty. Kiss. Love. Family. Tenacious. Passion. Sunny. I love this screen right here. Intellectual. Strawberry. Boop. Doki Doki, obviously. I wonder who that's actually going to appeal to. I just picked my favorite words that I saw there. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word. Well, I'm back in my literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Xander. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it? Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to come here and just hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Preach, sister, preach. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Xander always gives his best as long as he's having fun. Psych, you figured. He always helps me with my busy work even without me asking. Who? This isn't me. Like cooking and cleaning my room? I don't even clean my own room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. You almost set your house on fire once. You two really are good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Xander can become good friends too. Sayori? As usual. Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation you just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori! Yeah, me? One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So it's a nice gesture from you. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal out of it if you don't want me to. Alright. Well, here it is. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I almost mixed Yuri and Sayori together to make Yurori. I don't want you to feel all left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. We could, discuss it if you wanted. This is how is this girl actually being so cute? She picked out, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. Enthusiastically, I take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Mona to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is buried into a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Ugh. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seemed to be annoyed by something. I approached her, just in case she needed a hand. You looking for something in there? Freaking Monica. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? This is nothing like High School Musical at all. Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things you can't really admit that you really stand into until you figure out what the other person stands at. How do you know anyways? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that even supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga stacked amidst the books on the side of one shelf. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. Then she turns to the rest of the manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feeling. I get closer to look at the book she's admiring. Parfait girls. And it's not parfait, it's parfait. I swear it's not pronounced parfait, it's parfait. It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can do it right through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't say anything. That wasn't the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Xander. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. That's ironic. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. Ah. I stare at the cover. It features four girls in colorful, striking attire. Animated feminine poses. It's so exceedingly moe. It's not mo, it's moe. Don't just stand there. What? Before you do it, Natsuki grabs my arms and pulls me out of the closet. That one killed me. Natsuki pulled him out of the closet, boys. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't the chairs be more comfortable? I take a seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Tensed emoji. Don't just say that. You make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming her additional space while she hopes I wouldn't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. 1 second. I gotta put my phone on charge. I'm just going across the room a little bit. Once again. Bakugan. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read from the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and again? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I finish the series. Hey, are you paying any attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like about a bunch of friends at high school. Typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's very writing and entertaining to make up the lack of plot. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be plot? Well, obviously. You think I would enjoy something if it didn't have plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things, like there's a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with a guy in an ice cream shop. But that just helps you to get to know the characters, and besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they get into all their backstories and some of the romance starts to happen. This is my favorite kind of anime and manga. By the way, love the romance one with the drama in there. Absolute favorite. But that's really what makes it so good. There are so many touching parts. Ah, is that so? It sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. Hey, wait. What's that supposed to mean? Ooh, times two. Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just meant that I haven't seen your full power. Good save. This chapter seems about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga? Well, Natsuki pauses for a moment, as if she doesn't want to admit something. Yeah. Why does that matter? It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right? That's just a coincidence. I just happened to get into baking around the time I got into this manga. I would never get into something just because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that's that impressionable. Aha. Definitely not a coincidence. Guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from manga, that's definitely still one of the better ones. Yeah, most definitely. Because most things you get in manga are perversion. So, it's good to pick up baking and not being a pervert. Not to mention, she's really good at it, so who am I to judge? Aw, cute. We read on for a few more minutes. I finished a couple chapters after this point. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not, even though you're just watching me read. Well, I'm fine with that, if you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with somebody else. One second. Let me get a drink. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Aw, could you not rub it in? Jeez. Ah, sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. Oh, I thought she was gonna say she doesn't have any friends. Man, if I were to get another profile picture, I want it to look a lot like Natsuki. They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that? It makes me want to punch them in the face. Erg. I know those kind of people. Honestly. It takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I've gravitated towards other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Huh? Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica's kind of a jerk about it. Ugh, I can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least we're enjoying yourselves, right? Intensification. 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 So... Jeez, that's enough. You're gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flip the page. Suddenly, Natsuki starts laughing. I totally forgot that happens. Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels. Minori is one of my favorite characters. You always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when, I shouldn't be talking about that yet. I just finished that chapter. Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. The stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. Mm-hmm. You guys will notice how I'm reading it. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words what you're feeling when you connect to someone like that. And being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom is a rare experience. The thought makes me smile a little to myself. Okay, everyone. Eh, are you ready for today's poems? Intensification. Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse? Sorry. Just making sure we have enough time. Oh, you do look pretty cozy over there. Uh, uh. Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away from me. Alright, I guess I'll stop for here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki. You're just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens? Yes, but Monica just said, don't be dumb. Take it home with you. Uh, is this really alright? I say that mostly because I didn't plan to use my spare time to read this. Well, of course. They're just piling books on me. What is this, a library? Wait a second. Yeah, I am in a literature club. I'm kinda dumb, so um I don't know what I just did there, but I don't want to do that again. Well, of course. Darkness envelops the screen. One second, I'm gonna resize this. Ah, just finish that one before tomorrow so we can start the next one. No, I god dang it. By tomorrow? One second. Settings. There. Return. I only got partway through the volume so far, so I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? All right then. I stand up. What time are we at right now? We're already at an hour and 1 minute. Dang. This might be a long stream. I return to where I put my stuff and then carefully slip the book into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done anything like this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share it with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who do we show our poem to first? That's the real question. I'll see. I don't think I have time to wait for a chat now, do I? But I will take a second break here if you guys can catch up to me while I eat a little bit. I thought about it, and I think I'm gonna pick Monica. I'm just gonna see if anybody's watching right now. Reportedly, one person's watching. Let's go Monica. Hi, Xander. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Maybe Monica won't end the world if I'm really nice. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have a suggestion for the club, like new activities and things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up. I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Cool, cool, cool. Of course, I'll always be afraid to bring things up. I'm just better off going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Catch my drift? Anyways, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Xander. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. That's the sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Mm-hmm. I like it, Xander. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, jeez. No, it's kind of makes me think of something that Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer, too. So take this as a compliment. If you say so. Yep. By any chance you read anything by Shel Silverstein? Yeah, I have! He's famous for telling all kinds of stories in just a few simple words. His poems can be really funny, endearing, or even sad. Sometimes they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they were written for kids. But if you think about them, they can express feelings on the world that can apply to anybody. I have read Shel Silverstein, it's pretty good stuff. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that? Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert. But you probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, though, but they're super challenging to get the meaning, though. So you can see why it would be their kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying a lot of different things. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to, that's the best kind of style that suits you. Maybe everyone else will be a bit biased towards their own kinds of styles. But I'll always help you find what suits you most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyways, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. Doesn't mean I feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It could have been me. See the direction that the sparkling protrudes? A nosy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue, but I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas are already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole, but it wasn't too bright. It wasn't too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. So what did you think? It's very free-form, is what I think you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. That was the that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems are putting an emphasis on timing between words and lines. When it's performed out loud, it can feel real powerful. I hope it felt really powerful, guys. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, but it kind of comes on because it's kind of comes on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyways, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. So if you try to so if you try so hard to make it perfect, then you never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Hey, that's not a bad way of thinking. Thanks, Monica. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, it will just get a dark puddle of ink. So, just gotta move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Between Sayori and Natsuki, I'm gonna have a hard time choosing. So, Sayori it is. I close my eyes for that one. This is a good poem, Xander. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. I'm not that good. Am I the kind of guy that would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you'd write it all, or you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. Kinda reminds me that you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing right in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but it doesn't mean I'll break my promise. I mean, of course it's finished. I'm playing it right now. 1 minute 10. I think we're gonna stop at 1 hour 30 minutes. I think that's a good time to stop. And I might continue this on in a video. Episode 1, the long episode. I'm not really into it yet, but it doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Xander. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only a really good person can do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, alright? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Well, we'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Truly beautiful. Sayori. This is just a guess, but did you wait? Did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit. It's a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It just came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds like you. Really? Yeah. Especially the last line. I made eggs and toasts. Even though you were late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Well, thanks for showing me. That was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. Yeah, she is. But next time, I won't forget. I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I can look forward to it. Yuri last, obviously. Question mark, question mark. Okay, let's start with things I don't like. First of all, Never mind. I don't really feel like giving you my opinion. Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. Woo. In fact, I remember. Remember how I said I wanted to read your poem? That's what I had in mind when reading this. I wanted to help you feel comfortable enough. Like Monica said. Ooh woo woo woo. I can't take myself seriously whenever I say shit like that. Ugh, that awful cough. 1 second. Okay. Well, I would feel more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You're supposed to be showing me some dumb poem and make me go ha. Well, it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So in other words, you're saying you liked it. Irk. Nasuki's retort gets caught in her throat. Ooh, 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 ooh. You're so ooh. You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that ooh, you don't have to go around announcing it like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or loss that she liked my poem. In any case, something to show me yours, right? Grr, fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Ooh woo. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, and that's about it. Poetic. I told you that you weren't gonna really like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of writing poems so people can express themselves? Your writing style shouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read but hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the nice thing is about Simple's writing is it puts more weight on wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme again, but then I made it fall flat on purpose. I noticed that. But it brings out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. I guess that is what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something, noob. You didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. Decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Well, that leaves us with one person left. Yuru. Uwu? Mm-hmm. Uwu? Yuri stares at her poem. A minute pass. More than enough for her to finish reading. Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. Me too. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. Just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad. No? Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry! Yuri buries her face in her hands. She couldn't really help but notice that it's been several months and we haven't really gotten anywhere. So it might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I didn't really notice. But what were you saying? Right, just that there were specific writing habits that are typically used by new writers. Having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think most noticeable things I recognize with new writers is they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style, separate from the topic matter, and form fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Siri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's something you can be blamed for. There are many different skills and techniques that go into writing, even a simple poem. It's not about finding them and building them, it's about getting them to work together, and probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, and it comes with practice, learning by example and trying new things. I hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsu can be a little bit biased, though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't really be talking about that. Spill the tea, sister, spill it. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, me, or Natsuki. You don't mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. Average watch time 9 minutes. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced with the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm. Breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah. Well, I don't read script very often. I think your handwriting is very pretty. That's a relief. I liked your poem. Even though it was short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I want to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. You're into ghost theory? Hoo-ah! Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all. Really? Must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it only once after all. Remember, the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their works. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps, the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon be left with nothing. It's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. We're almost out of time. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. After this day, I think I'm gonna quit. My eyes landed on... Yeah, they're gingerly exchanging pieces of paper, sharing the retroactive poems. Respective poems. As I read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with the language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you'd say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you just completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clear about the feeling of giving up. How could that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you had to try hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but but it didn't come out as nice at all. Um, well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for such an, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. If people did, by the way, say you already liked it, and Xander did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change it anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Xander liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I. Ooh, you're just. Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Xander appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? Now, how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Ooh woo ooh woo ooh woo. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Xander started showing up. Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like the fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls are turned towards me. Run! 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 If you can juke him, give me an option to juke him, Xander. She's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. That's the point in making all your poems convoluted for no reason. The meaning should jump out at the reader. Have no force to have them figuring out. Help me explain that to her, Xander. Wait! There's a reason that we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. The only way to convey it's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Xander? Well, how did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whomever I agree with, they'll probably think of me more highly. Help me, Sayori. Now this is a hard one. Which one do I choose? Actually, you know what? I'll leave it there for today. Yeah, we'll pick that up. We'll pick that up.